after the Russia-Ukraine conflict, General Hasnain, we see Russia and China coming closer together. Should there be friction between India and China? Will China be able to prevail on Russia to ensure that military hardware supplies to India, like the remaining, S-400 systems, or replenishment of hardware, all of that is delayed? Is that a genuine apprehension now, General
See,
Hasnain?
Gaurav, there is no doubt that after the commencement of the Ukraine war, there is a changing world order. This has all happens ever since the pandemic. And of course, the Ukraine war has come in to trigger it off to a greater extent. There is a new emerging order. How that really cements itself based upon the emerging threats of the world, that is something for it which will progress its own way. But yes, we need to be apprehensive about this because Russia is hugely dependent at the moment as a junior partner of China. It is not willing to stop the war in Ukraine, although the Prime Minister's very, very considered advice which was given to President Putin, he is not willing to actually stop. They feel threatened from Europe, they feel threatened by the United States, and they are hugely leaning on China. So if it comes tomorrow, push comes to shove tomorrow, and China does go a little more offensive on the line of actual control, you may find some screws being tightened as far as the Russian relationship with India is concerned. We got to cater for that. Although there is no guarantee that it may happen, but we got to cater for it. And in geopolitics, in diplomacy, we have to keep all ends closed. We have to make sure that all our loose ends are catered for. Yes. I think it's very important that this relationship with the United States continues to progress the manner in which it is going at the moment.
Because Admiral Sinha, several American analysts are saying, why should India in 2023-24 remain dependent on Russian military hardware? You've flown the Russian planes, you've flown the Western planes. In your appreciation, as the Americans say, take cutting-edge technology, take the latest that's available to you, and the Russia-Ukraine war has shown that Western weapons and systems are superior to Russian weapons and systems, whether it's the tanks or the missiles. Do you agree with that assessment, sir?
Gaurav, let me first start with, you have been mentioning this time and again, that is America trying to wean away India dependability on Russia. You're absolutely right, and it's nothing in hiding. Secretary Blinken, he just made a statement about 2 weeks back, openly in open forum, that if we keep telling India that you get away from dependency on Russia, we have to offer an alternate.
Yes. So
I think it's a very open policy, really. It's not a very closed policy. That's number one. The second point, I look at it this way, Gaurav, before I come to the question that you asked, that there are two sort of strategies. One is a continental strategy and one is a sort of oceanic strategy. As far as oceanic strategy is concerned, Gaurav, India and US will always be on convergence. Whatever be the factor, free and open sea, China, Russian supporting China, you take it anyway. The intentions and the objectives are same. Whereas as far as the continental strategy is concerned, they will always be divergent, because India looks at its continental part more as security or insurance to its territorial integrity, whereas Americans look at it as a global power, as they must dominate that area. So what Americans are trying to do is, they're trying to tell you that we will make sure that there is convergence in our continental strategy as well, by supporting you in a manner that you can make sure that your land borders are equally secured. So there is a convergence. Your territorial integrity will not be, crossed or not be destroyed by China. And therefore, all this that you will find will happen to increase India's confidence in America, that yes, even in continent, they are our most dependable partners. That's number one. Coming back to the question you asked, yes, I have flown both types of aircraft. The time when we did not have any Western aircraft, we had the Sea Harrier, and we found it more modern than the MiG-29 as far as the avionics is concerned and the technology of the engine is concerned. Whereas if you took as brute power, the Russians make more powerful engines, but they are big fuel guzzlers. They are very powerful engine. Aircraft can do anything. You see the Su-30.
Yes.
You know, it's a very powerful aircraft. So is the MiG-29. But the amount of fuel that it consumes and the electronics that it have, it does not have any comparison with the Western technology, really.
But not even Russia was willing to give us the jet engine technology, despite the problems with Kaveri engine, Admiral Sinha. So in case America is giving us that technology and transfer of technology, America is taking this relationship to a level that even Russia wasn't willing to.
Absolutely. That's why when you said that it is transformational, and I've been saying it earlier also in your program, it is transformational because we do not have engine technology which is holding us back not only for aircraft, but so many areas where the jet engine can be developed into next generation aircraft, You never know. America and us may be making a fifth generation aircraft together once the
Yes.
engine comes to us. Quite possible.